Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Dreadhead Ninja Bar, Rodimus Black, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Rodimus Black Presents. And today we're going to be talking about Transform Dreamwave TCW-08, their Abominus add-on kit. Now, this is an add-on kit that I've really been looking forward to getting because Abominus has been like one of those major holes in my collection since I've started collecting. There really hasn't been anything out that I liked since the G1 version of Abominus, unless you count Unique Toys Orden, which is way out of my price range. So I wasn't even going to attempt to buy that one. So I was really excited when I got this figure in hand, and when I got the add-on kit yesterday. So I would hurry up and put them all together just to do a quick trial run so I can see exactly what issues I ran into. Just so I can have a better idea of what I'm talking about when I get on here and start talking to you about it, because I want to give you my best and most, my most honest opinion. Now, to be honest with you, before we get started, I do want to say I did do another video on this, but it turned out to be about 30 minutes of me just shitting on Hasbro and the add-on kit, and I really didn't want to do that. I don't want this video to be negative. I just want it to be informative and unbiased, kinda. And unfortunately, I do feel that since I've been collecting third party, that I've gotten a little bit of a bias towards Hasbro, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I understand that they're not nearly as expensive, and they are kind of made for kids, but they do also market them towards us adult collectors, and I feel they could really stand to do a little bit better job of quality on their product. Especially with their Combiner Wars figures, because as we all know, this is the same mold that they used for Superion as well as their Computron, and they never fixed any of the problems, the glaring issues that they had when this toy first came out, and that's just a huge issue for me. But either which way, this does definitely satisfy my need for an Abominus. Hopefully next year, because, I just saw that they're coming out with Omega Supreme this year, as well as the Jetfire, which I am definitely on board with buying both of those. They look like they absolutely killed it on both of them. But hopefully next year, maybe they'll tackle the Seacons, because I definitely need a Piranacon in my life. And hopefully we'll also get a Scorponok, and maybe Takara might even do a Black Zerak repaint, and I'd be on board for all of it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started talking about this figure. It has a lot of ups and it has a lot of downs too, so let's get started. So first off, just want to talk about the plastic quality. This is the first time I've ever bought anything from Transform Dreamwave. I don't own the Volcanicus or the Volcanicus add-on kit, but so this is the first time I'm playing with one. And off top, like, their panels and everything feel kind of chintzy and flimsy, and they are prone to popping apart, which I don't really like, but it does look kind of good. I like the silver paint down here. These could have definitely stood to use some paint on them. Once it's all, they look good, but once it's all put together, the purple on the add-on kit on the feet just kind of wash out and look really, really cartoonish. It looks kind of basic. But on here, you do get a side-to-side swivel. It's not ratcheted, but the back and forth is ratcheted. Okay. Same, kind of similar on the hands. You get a back and forth right here, and obviously you're going to get your natural swivel. The hands are really nicely done. I like them. Again, the plastic quality is not up to what I would say is a good standard for third party, especially nowadays, because if you have so many companies like MMC, Make Toys, Fans Toys doing such a phenomenal job with their plastic quality, this just doesn't really hold up to it. But again, you do get a lot of add-on kit for a very small price, and it does do a phenomenal job of taking this to a whole nother level. All right, but yeah, the hands look good. You have a nice little spread on them, so you can get a lot of articulation out of that. They are kind of like on a hinge at the base knuckle, and then you have 2 points of articulation. So you're not going to have any problems getting a good closed fist or that nice spread out look on them. And I definitely dig the claws on the fingertips and the claws on the knuckles as well. All right. So one major issue that I've ran into on this is on these leg panels. These are just held on by friction, so they are really prone to popping off, especially when you're manipulating the figure, which takes a little bit of the enjoyment out of it for me. I just wish they would like clip into place and really hold firm. That way when you move the legs around, they don't just start to pop right off. This side right here, I actually have already taken the liberty of Gorilla Gluing together. That way the inner thigh part doesn't pop off as much, because that one was really, really bad. So, all right, so let's go to the main body of the character. For right now, I have one of each put on here, one of each of the side panels to the chest plate, just as an example. So I'll cover this up so you can see how that one looks. And we'll cover this side up so you can see how that side looks. Honestly, I thought I was going to like this side the best, but in its completely transform mode, it's a little cumbersome and it gets in the way. So I'm going to pop this one back off and put this one back on. All of this holds together really nicely, really nicely. Like, I don't feel like this is coming apart. This is the best part of the add-on kit to me, is what you get right here. Once you get it all put together, the legs do fold up to the back, and it does make for one heck of a nice backpack on the figure. I really do like that. Also on the side panels, you do now have a butterfly joint, and that works really nicely. It's very well tolerant. It's kind of stiff, so it doesn't just flop back and forth, and the arms do sit nicely in there. Just a heads up for you guys to know, be really careful when switching these out. I'm already starting to get a lot of stress lines in here when trying to just take that out. But all you got to do is just pop it. And I don't know if you can see that, if it's translating well, but there are some stress marks in there. But you pop that one out. There's 2 little notches right there. All you're going to do is just take this, slide that right in, and boom, just like that. You now have your chest plate, your side panels. For the head, it's really simple. Look right down in here, get that in frame. That pops right out. All you do is just unscrew the natural Abominus head. Very small little screw. All you need is a precision screwdriver. This slides right into place. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Don't have to go into a lot of detail on that. As far as the head goes, I like this head better too. So the screaming head it looks nice. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's not mine, so I'm going to be setting mine up with this head in place. But to swap it out, it's real simple. It just kind of push in on it, and that's going to come right. Oh, it did before. Okay, there we go. All right, so it came out. There's your head sculpt. It's very simple. You can see the little lips on them. It's nicely done. It's done nice enough. A little bit of paint on the eyes. They did get a little overspray on the back of it. Not a deal breaker. I mean, you're not going to see that when it's transformed. But right here you have a peg right here, and then there's like a notch right inside of the helmet. All you're going to do is pretty much just twist that a little bit so that you can get it in there. Match it up with the peg and kind of scooch it forward. If you have like a little tool or something like that, it'll make it a whole lot easier to get behind there and just pull that forward some. But yeah, it looks nice. Another thing to be careful of, or just to be aware of, these are really prone to popping off the antenna. Again, just one of those little gripes that it's like this got delayed like 4 or 5 times in pre-order status. And I figured maybe, they would have, see how easy that came off. I figured they would have corrected that issue, I watched Imgo's video on the Volcanicus add-on kit, and he looked like he was having some of the same quality control issues with the fist and everything, and they did not address any of that. But I digress. It still looks really awesome. Very nicely done. Very nice head sculpt. Okay, here are the dragon heads. No real paint on them, just done in plastic, but you do have this metallic paint on the eyes, which really stands out in the light. They become really reflective. Okay, so that's everything. So I'm just going to really quickly show you how to put this leg piece on. Just obviously want to pull that part off of the leg. Right here you have the inner thigh tab, and you're just going to pop that right onto there. Make sure that's securely fit, and then you just slide this little notch right back into here. And there are your leg covers. Okay, so that's all done. Oh, let's put his head back on. Another thing I found funny, I know you don't notice it when it's in its combined mode, but his neck is so long. Anybody hear that song on YouTube about the daddy long neck and daddy wide neck or something like, and they be talking about, she only want me because I'm next up. She only let me hit because I'm next up. Nah, that song was funny. Anyways, so you just slide that right back into place. You'll hear it clip. Boom. You're done. Good to go. All right. So let's go ahead and get it attached and put together. Obviously, you still have, if you have the figure, you know exactly how this all works. Just going to slide that in. Okay. Let me grab Blot over here. I'm going to put this in. Also, another thing, these don't really hold in place that well. I've already went ahead and took the liberty of adding a little bit of glue around the sides. That way I can get a better and more secure fit. And just like that, that's so much better. Like my boy Ian came over last night, and I had this guy sitting out. And he was just like, he just came over, it's like, oh, sweet, you got that upgrade kit. He picked him up, and the foot just dropped, hit the ground, and went everywhere. And like all the pieces just went everywhere. He thought he broke it, and he was a little afraid, and he offered to pay me for it. But it's like, nah, that's just the way the add-on kit works. So, don't worry about it. Put it back together, good as new. All right, so just slide that piece, the other leg on. Yep, helps if I have it in frame, huh? All right, so got that. Go ahead and make sure everything's locked out and secure. All right, so next, you have these ports right here on the legs, on the bottoms, and you also have your corresponding one on the back of the dragon heads. All you do is just slide that into place. Very easily done. Okay. Slide that one into place, just like so. And oh my goodness, now that I strategically glued certain pieces of this, it is going so much better than it did when I first tried to make this video. See, still pops right off as soon as you do anything. So frustrating. I give third-party companies a little bit of liberty, a little bit of leeway. I understand things can't always be perfect, but we as collectors go to work 40 plus hours a week. I know I do. And with my extra money, after all my rent, my bills, my everything else is taken care of, I splurge a little. And I treat myself to a nice little collector's piece. And I hate when I spend my money on something and then I get it home and I'm all excited and it turns out to just, be full of flaws in the figure. So, but whatever. Let me get back on the point. So these pieces right here that cover up the tops of the thighs, they don't clip into place. They're actually just held on by friction. So you just slide those right on and boom, just like that, it's done. Now, when I first saw that, I thought to myself, there's no way that's going to hold up. But they actually do hold up pretty nicely. So you see, I can shake that and those aren't moving at all, that's nice. I like that. So got that there. Let's go ahead and get, I believe, cutthroat in place. All right. And again, with this one, I also had to do the glue trick again. So now that it's dried, I can go ahead and reinsert that. And hopefully I won't run into the same issues with it popping right out every time I pick the figure up. Ooh, I actually might have made it a little too tight. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Boom. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. All right. So go ahead and slide him in. Bow. All right, and there, boys and girls, there you have it. There we go. Now, I'm just going to say, looks-wise, next to Unique Toys Orden, there's nothing else out there. Well, I mean, not even looks-wise. There is nothing else out there. But honestly, it looks phenomenal. It really does. But I mean, it has the playability of any other add-on kit. There's nothing to, aside from the looks-wise, there's nothing a whole lot special to write home about. It's not like it's a game changer or anything like that. But it does do a really, really good job of filling the hole in your collection for an Abominus. Alright, real quick before we attach it, let's talk about the gun. So the gun is right here. Looks really good. Very nice molding. Again, as always with third-party figures, I don't understand why they don't put any paint on the guns at all. It makes no sense to me. But anyways, very easily it comes apart. So you see right back here, it pegs in. That just comes undone. There's one gun. Okay. Now right here, let me see where I'd see that at. Okay, there's like a notch here, and there's another notch I keep missing. But boom. Okay, there we go. That's how it works. All right, so that becomes another weapon for a different character to hold. Again, I'm not going to go into how the add-on kit affects each individual bot, or how you can adds to the play value of it. All I'm really interested in is talking about Abominus himself. This is what we're all paying for. A lot of add-on kits really don't add a whole lot of play value to it. In the end, you just end up transforming it into its final mode, and boom, that's all you're going to have, is that nice shelf piece. But here's a final weapon right there. Put it back together. It's really simple. Just line up your holes, slide that in together, back one, slide that right into place, and boom. He does a somewhat good job of holding onto it. Basically, the fist doesn't really do anything. It's just like a little porthole in there. Let me bring him a little bit closer. Yeah, right there, you can see there's a peg hole right in the center of the fist. And you're just going to peg that right on in, like so. It's kind of a loose fit. Let me see if I can back out a little bit. He's not in frame. Okay. Technical difficulties. Alright, so yeah. But he does hold it well enough. It gets the job done. And like I said, I mean, most of the issues that I have with this are issues that came from Hasbro, not so much Transform Dreamwave. I mean, there's only so much they can do to make it work. But let's go ahead and take a closer look. And the paint work and the detail and the sculpting on the chest plate is absolutely beautiful. I completely love that. Absolutely love it. It looks phenomenal. It really does a really great job of updating the character and bringing it to life. If you look down here, you can see the feet, as I was saying earlier. They look really good. They could just stand for till you have some paint on them. Maybe I can paint them up later. Maybe I never will. Who knows? But they look nice. They're very nicely sculpted. They just need some breakup down there because it's looking kind of looking just kind of flat to me. It's just like a straight flat purple. If they would have put the same amount of love and paint that they did into the chest plate, into the fist and feet, I think that would have really brought the kit to life. But you do have some like nice little looks like gunmetal silver here, and some blues on the upper thighs, again with the reds on the eyes of the dragon heads. It does a really great job of capturing the character. So now that it's not as frustrating to me, I can give a better review on it. And honestly, I would say it's no different than what you would get with a Perfect Effect upgrade kit. It's not really going to just change the game for you and make the figure that much better. What it's going to do is just make it look better, give you, fill in the holes, the gaps that Hasbro left, and that's pretty much it. But it's nice. I like it. I'm happy to have it. And I'm just going to say, in spite of a few minor issues I have with it, I would definitely highly recommend it. Alright, so for size comparison, I brought out two other Combiner Wars figures. Let me go ahead and slide this back so I can make room for him. So, okay. See, that wrist joint right there is just, it's not strong enough to hold the weapon properly. Okay, whatever. All right, so first guy I'm bringing out to join us is going to be Combiner Wars Defensor with the C+ Customs add-on kit. Now, C+ Customs made one hell of an add-on kit. Like, I absolutely adore this one. As you can see, he is taller than Abominus, but you get a lot of add-on kit on this guy. A lot of it. And the feet that they put on him are absolutely perfect for correcting the issues, again, that you would have with the Hasbro figure, because on the back, they have these like stabilizers which keep them from tipping backwards. It just adds a lot of stability to the figure, which it desperately needs. Alright, so got those two side by side. Like I said, you can see he's a little bit taller, especially if you look shoulder to shoulder, maybe about almost a head taller. Yeah. I don't know, like, cartoon accuracy wise, if he's supposed to be or who's supposed to be the larger of the two, but you know, facts remain, he's larger. All right, so next guy I have here is Combiner Wars Superion with the Perfect Effect upgrade kits. All right, and as we can see, Superion is just a little bit shorter than Abominus. All right. So go back and forth. Yeah, he's just a little bit smaller. Probably like a head shorter. But, you know, they look good together. They still scale well, in my opinion. So, I mean, I think this Abominus is going to make for a great addition to anybody's collection. Honestly. I really do. Like I said, just be aware that there are some issues that you're going to run into. Like I said, one, mainly, be careful with the antenna. They are prone to popping off. Be careful with the two side pieces to the chest plates, because right in here you'll see you will get some stress marks. I don't want anybody to break that, so definitely keep an eye out for it. The fists, again, they're on weak swivels, so they're not really good at holding everything in place, holding the weapon up. See, he still wants to lean forward. It's like doing a Michael Jackson moonwalker, where he's just like doing that lean, that gangster lean. All right, there we go. Standing up straight now. But yeah, at first I really wasn't happy with him. Like I said, maybe I just was in a bad mood from work yesterday or something. But now that I'm playing with him again today and I'm redoing the review, I'm a lot happier. Like I said, just a few things that you need to be aware of. The add-on kit doesn't add a whole lot to playability, but it does add a hell of a lot to the style of the figure. So let's get him out of here. Plastic quality again, I would honestly say, I don't know if I mentioned this already, kind of just doing this off the top of the dome. Plastic quality is not on par with Perfect Effect. If you've only bought Perfect Effect add-on kits and you're interested in buying this one, just keep in mind the plastic quality on the feet are not as good as they are on this one. All right, this does a much better job of holding itself together. These right here, the panels on the sides will pop off on you pretty quickly. All right, so, but that's enough ragging on him. He looks good. He does. He looks really good. Even cleans up really nicely in the back. Like I said, the add-on kit adds for a really nice backpack on him. I really do dig it. I really do. But you see, I got to hold on to them because obviously they are prone to falling. Alright, so yeah, just wanted, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of depth, not going to hold you up forever. Just wanted to do a quick video to add my opinion to it. If you want something a little bit more in depth, I'd highly recommend going to MGo's channel. I'm sure he's going to be doing a full transforming review on everything. But with that being said, my time here is done. I want to thank you for joining me here in my living room once again. It's been fun as always. If you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to like my videos, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be here doing this more and more I'm looking forward to sharing the hobby with everybody and hopefully adding my voice and my opinion to the Transformer discussion. And on that note, as always, be cool, be blessed, peace. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to go over the articulation in the figure. For articulation, that's added to the figure, that goes above and beyond what what you already have, what your normal Abominus. You are going to get your up, and you are going to get a good amount of down on the character. It almost looks like he's looking down into himself, though, because of how far back the head sits. But you do get that down position. You're going to get your swivel back and forth. No confused dog look, though. It's not on a ball joint. All right. As far as the arms go, you still have your standard, the action figure, posability in it. But you do get this butterfly joint. I wanted to make sure I did show this. Let me see if I can position the camera just right. But you can see that moves back and forth. So you can get that kind of burly look where he's kind of flexing backwards, or you can get it where he's flexing forward. This is the most awkward camera angle. Alright, so yeah, you can bring it all the way forward, you can bring it all the way back like so. Hopefully I'm getting that and you can see it. Kind of hold my tripod with my legs. Alright, but yeah, so you get back and forth like so. Like I said, that's a really nice touch. It does add to it. One other thing, when you do manipulate the legs, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but that cover piece, that's only held on by friction. It's not coming off, but at the same time, it is kind of coming off. You can see with repeated usage, that one's still sitting flush. This one is definitely starting to pop off a little bit too. So just a little something else for you to be, just to be aware of when you make your purchase. So again, I do hope that this helps you out with making a purchase on it and deciding whether or not you actually want to buy this. But once again, I recommend it. So, yeah. All right, cool. All right, later, y'all.